going up to the Boston place, below the base.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking Shuckson. Right, it's the Holly.
Okay, here comes the hermit of the mountains. Here.
What have we been here, 10 minutes?
No.
12:30?
Yeah. And getting you on moving here.
It was 12:15
Well,
when you guys were
Yeah.
Got a jackpot for you.
Dan's
name
Yeah, we brought some guys that were up here a couple of days ago. Gave me some stuff to bring up for you.
Is that right?
A couple of young guys, one in camo pants.
They would have been up here yesterday.
No, day
Or
before.
day before.
Day before.
Day before, yeah. So a lot of it, some of that stuff's theirs.
Peter H. Thank you. 1 cup for 1 quart. Or 1 drink for 1 quart. Oh my gosh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll get you through.
We're not done yet.
We're not done yet.
We're still donating.
Serious?
How do you get on for fuel?
Real well. Actually,
People are bringing it up
the
for you?
MSR stove that I have on Adams for the whole month, I use less than a gallon.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's when we saw you last.
Yeah.
That's what Leo was saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Honestly, I could make this last a week.
Well, you got about a month's worth there.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't.
Jerky, ramen.
Oh, jeez.
You having fun here?
Oh no, it's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable.
This is
Thank
an
you guys
international-
so much. I brought up my Pentax to get pictures of all of you. However you want, and I'll send you the transparencies. It's medium format 645, so you'll get big.
Oh, cool.
Well, I've got. Does anyone do any video of you at all?
There's the apple.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. That's
You're welcome.
so awesome. That is so awesome. I mean, boy, talking about. Is anyone here from New York?
From New York?
Yeah.
No.
Anyone from New York? Well, you hear of people walking over dead bodies in New York without a second thought. I'm here to tell you it doesn't happen in the Cascades. It just doesn't happen.
Not at 10,000 feet.
Hey, people really are, have been.
How are things going? Other than
Woo!
How's the weather's been pretty good for you, hasn't it?
Pardon me?
Has the weather been pretty good?
You got snowed on about a week ago, didn't you? Saturday or so?
I was telling these guys that it lasted 81 and a half hours straight.
really?
Oh,
Dumped 2.5 feet and held it, oh man, 70, 80 miles an hour for a good part of it. I mean,
Well, that's a whistler.
it cleared Monday. I think it was Monday at about 3:30 or 4 in the morning. But it was pretty exhausting.
You were on Baker before this?
Yes, sir. Actually, Baker was my first climb of one of the big peaks in '86.
Oh, okay.
And I spent a week up there. And
Oh, you're not doing all this in 1 year. This is.
no, sir, no, not at all. This is my lifetime project. So I did a week on Baker, and then went back and spent a month.
Oh, okay.
And then did St. Helens for 22 days on the crater rim in April and
we can take for you.
May of
1990.
1990. And then
Take a little while off.
and did Mount Adams last year.
Oh, you did Adams last year. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we saw him. We were in there. When were we? Middle of August.
It's just unreal. Yeah, right about now.
Now, you know, I haven't gotten your name. I'm Brent
Peter.
Quinton.
What was the first
Brent?
name? Brent. Yeah, Peter.
It's been a pleasure climbing with you.
Yeah, it was good to have guys. I mean, I don't climb on my own out of choice. It's circumstance. Yeah. My wife, when she's available, will climb with me. But someone's got to work now. Now that I'm retired, pay for our lifestyle.
I bought it for $25 in Ecuador.
Right on.
Mine weighs too much, so I carry a little disposable.
That's great. I'm so pleased I brought my video camera.
The wind is really manageable, too.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Red eye.
I could have left all my gear down below and been fine.
All right.
You never know.
That's the thing. You just never know.
Yeah.
This wind is really pleasant.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
We're supposed to ready.
Over here?
Yeah.
Where is it?
You're not gonna go
What's your
see the bridge.
Glenn Williams. Peter Tremaine, Glenn. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Yeah, I actually I've got a little video camera
Well, you
here.
can see the top.
I do movies for,
Basically behind this thing.
at a very
Oh, it's
amateur
behind
level.
there.
Take it on Steve Rock. I can
Kennedy
do all
High
that.
Oh my gosh, is that one of those digital?
Yeah, it's all digital. Yeah, and then I
Couple
computer
of days, and then we
do computer
edit the
editing
climbers camp
at home with the thing.
Awesome.
So I'm retired, and this is what I do.
Great.
I climb mountains, and I do video.
Fantastic.
But just pretty much just for myself and my other buddy. I'm 61, and I've got a climbing buddy who's 59, an Aussie, and I'm Kiwi. And we belong to the geriatric climbing club. Do all kinds of ridiculously stupid stuff. And one of the things we were going to do was
See more
was
people
do,
up here than I've seen all
do a series, a video series, have them around
I want you to get 10,000
and just be sitting on top of ridiculous mountains like this, you know, and saying, well, I guess we've got to be down because Matron picks us up at due back in the home at 4 o'clock.
How about writing your website on the top?
Full bore right over the tent. It's definitely the closest I've ever been
Those things
to.
give me such
Big jet.
such a thrill to watch those things from. I
You
don't
just
know
think
why.
they'd have to feel like an angel up in one of those.
Now he's flown them.
Well, yeah.
Have you?
Well,
did you get to fly fighter jets?
I flew first generation jet fighters with the New Zealand Air Force, Vampires.
Yeah.
That was pretty exciting. We didn't even have ejection seats in those days. But the things used to scorch along, you know, just as fast as any of the ones do today. But that was back in the late 50s. I actually joined the Air Force I was a pilot at 17 in the New Zealand Air
There's
Force.
actually a place in Seattle.
Well, back in the 50s, that's when you had Sabre jets.
Yeah, yeah.
F-14
Yeah.
or some kind of a deal like
If I'm not going to be walking, you know, I'm going to do something that I've got some memories that, you know, are unsurpassed. And so anyway, last year and a half ago, 4 months ago, I lost the use of my legs for 10 days.
Jeez.
And once I could walk again, I didn't know if it was permanent. You never do know. And after that, I walked right into my high-tech job and put down my resignation, said adios, packed up my truck, put everything in the back, drove to Ellensburg in Eastern Washington. I've been there ever since. Just liquidated everything. Did the Adams expedition, had enough money to do the Adams expedition, launch a poster line, and then do this expedition. And like I was telling somebody, Leo or somebody, I had $10,000 something budget, including that, for this expedition, and when I left the trailhead, I had $2 in my wallet. And but I figured, you know, you only get a one shot sometimes in life at things, and a month on top of Glacier Peak is worth everything, no matter what I'm going back to. So
you've been up here for a month, or you will be a total of a month?
Yeah, it'll be 29 days.
Wow.
By the time I head back down. But
So
again,
you got a couple bucks we could borrow?
as a matter of fact, I got $1.
So when you head down, what's your descent date?
Labor Day weekend. Adams was 28 days.
Next weekend, isn't it?
Pardon me?
That's next weekend. That's about a week away.
A little over a week
Yeah.
away. I'm on
All
that
right.
downhill slope. But again, all I had is a bag of dried potatoes. What else do I have? 4 top ramens, and that's it. And I was thinking, on Baker, I kind of ran into the same problem. You can only get so much gear up here. You can only get so many friends to volunteer that'll still ever talk to you again. And so you can, you know, you got to get the gear up here, otherwise you die, you know, within a couple of days. And so when push comes to shove, you leave the food behind, and that's what I had to do on Baker, Adams, and this one. St. Helens I had plenty, but Baker I came down weighing 108 pounds.
What?
10 pounds. like Auschwitz.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, it's pretty serious. And I carried a 76-pound pack off the summit. So a little bit more than half of my weight, 2/3 of my weight. And,
Hopefully you got the Glacier a bit.
No, actually my knees came out of socket at the, within a couple of miles of the trailhead, so I had to drag down on somebody's back, close to the trailhead, knees wrapped up and stuff. So.
Gee, I'm glad we didn't come up here when you wanted to strip down.
Like I said, yeah. Like I said, I've been through some really, really serious stuff. Even up here through that storm, I had absolutely nothing to eat. Powdered potatoes and the starch, I guess, just started blowing out some of these fractures in my spine. And so I think that's what kind of threw my, kind of threw my back out a little bit. But I mean, I'm a long ways from the trailhead here. Adams, I could almost crawl down. And this one I couldn't crawl down, so I was getting really concerned that too much more starch and no protein, and I'm going to be in a real world of hurt coming down. But I mentioned some interview before I left, Mountaineer magazine, I think it was, that she's interviewing, saying something, saying, do you mean that, she was trying to gauge how important this was to me, and I said it's all important, and I'm going without a safety net, no communications, and I would not be rescued. And she said, you mean to tell me that you'd rather die than be rescued? And I said, yes, I would rather die up here than be rescued. She said, so you really would rather die, you would die for this? And I said, I think my answer was, if there isn't something in your life that you believe in and you love and you want so bad that you're willing to risk your life for it and possibly die for it, then to me, that's living life in mediocrity. And I'm not going to live my life in mediocrity if indeed I'm going to end up in a wheelchair 5 years from now and not be able to climb these mountains. And so that's why I'm doing this. And to put it together in a book to show people who are really handicapped, particularly children, and young adults, anybody who can't come up here. My parents, I mean, Peter's up here at 60 years old.
61.
61 years old. My dad couldn't have walked across the parking lot.
Yeah.
And so I won't do what Peter's done. There's no doubt about that, and I'm coming to that acceptance. And so I'd like to get Rainier done, and then go do a month on top of Kilimanjaro and do a photo expose of Mount Everest from all four corners, all four sides, and then I will, do something else.
Hey, there's always another mountain. I said that when I was about 40. I said I was going to stop climbing.
Really?
Yeah, and there's always been another mountain.
Well, I'm 43.
You got a lot of mountains to go yet, you see.
Just take a look around you.
Yeah.
If I could control what's going on in my spine,
Yeah.
And
How have you been able to do that? Because it sounds like you've come back from some pretty serious stuff.
It's been going on since I was a little kid. I mean, since junior high school. So you get used to it. I'm here, and believe me, I've had doctors want to go in and do this and brace this up, and I will not do it. This is what makes me different, and it's my challenge, my handicap, and no one's taking it away from me. You get to the top of something like this, and the colors are brighter. It's than if I was a triathlete.
Yeah.
This is what makes it special. So I have no problem with this. It's just I've got to prepare for it.
Yeah.
And maybe I will be 60 years old.
Maybe you will.
Hopefully so.
Yeah.
I guided an 80-year-old, helped guide an 80-year-old to the top of Mount Baker. And so, but I imagine he didn't have what I've got, challenges.
80 years old. I'd love to be going up the top of Baker.
80. Isn't that amazing? So is 60. So is 60.
Yeah. I'm running against the clock. I know.